Good morning. The summer garden is shaping up. Pardon the mess on the deck. We had some work done on the house, new gutters put in, so everything's out of place. But this week I plan on putting some finishing touches on whatever I can plant this late or move before it gets too hot here in Zone 8B in Birmingham, Alabama. The crepe myrtles, Lenten roses are blooming now. Crepe myrtles are about to bloom anytime. Ferns are everywhere. Lots of foliage, but blooms are coming. I love foliage. I love the different textures in the garden as opposed to just having color. Look how lush my fig tree is. I have it in tree form, so I have things planted underneath it. We have so many birds, as you can hear, and lots of other pollinators. Behind the fence is our Woodland Garden, which is doing fantastic this year. My new fountain, it's on a timer, so it's not running yet, but I love it. Look at that rose of Sharon there. It is so big and it is full of blooms. I'm on the deck. It's really wet. Just stopped raining really hard. There's been lots of storms in the area, so it's extremely wet. But I will go down later. My tomato plants are huge. They're blooming. There are even small tomatoes coming in now. I'm still planting vegetable seeds. We have a long growing season, so I can still plant some things in the vegetable garden. My little homemade water feature is coming along. I just planted it up with a few plants, some water lilies, iris, so on, creeping Jenny. The hostas are gone wild, and look at all of those hardy begonias. I've got to thin those out. They've taken over. Fortunately, they're easy to pull up. This area where we had to cut down a huge river birch, as you can see from the size of the stump there, it was really big, but it was dying, so dropping branches everywhere. It was half alive, half dead, so we made the decision to cut it down. But I have planted lots of other plants to hopefully take its place. I had to relocate some hostas that were here because of all the sun now. But right now we have planted there elderberry. We have a chase tree. There is a 9-bark back in the corner there that I just planted as a baby, and it's probably tripled in size already. We also planted this eastern redbud tree this year. It was pretty good size for a baby, so it'll grow fast. There's a black lace elderberry there. So I am looking forward to seeing how this area shapes up. I love this shady path because I don't have much sun, but I have it loaded with hostas and other shade lovers. There's a tiny lemony lace elderberry right here that's doing well. I just planted it this year. I think I'm going to have to relocate this peony because it is, I think, in too much shade. It bloomed this year, but not very well. My son and daughter-in-law bought me 4 hostas, not hostas, ferns, 2 ostrich ferns, and 2 Godzilla Japanese painted ferns. So I have them in this area to fill it in. I'm excited to see how they turn out. This area looks sparse, but I have lots of caladiums coming up. I save my caladiums from year to year, dig up the bulbs and replant them, and they usually come back thicker the next year. This angel's trumpet was a gift from a friend. I overwintered it in the garage, and it is very, very lush. This area stayed mossy and the grass was very thin. It stays wet. It's under some hollies. So I removed the grass, put in some stones, brought in some moss that I found in my woods, and plus there's moss growing there anyway because it stays so wet all the time. Hopefully this will be my moss garden. This is the side garden. I just expanded it because there was an area on a hill where the grass wasn't growing well. So I planted a few plants there and lamb's ears, and hopefully they'll fill in very soon. front yard is looking good. Kudos to the hubs for the grass. It's looking terrific. Nice and green and lush. We expanded this tree circle because it's gotten so big and the grass underneath it wasn't growing. And we've planted some azaleas and mundo grass in this area. The irises, the Japanese roof irises, were already there. And the purple heart. So hopefully it will fill in as well and be a nice area to look at. The side of the house and front. Really pleased with how everything looks this year. And below is our woodland garden. I won't go down there today, that's for another time. But it is so beautiful and lush. I'm ready to go down there, but I better not. It's extremely wet after the storm. But this is my succulent garden with the prickly pear cactus. There's a hibiscus, purple heart, lots of sedums, a barberry, yucca, this hydrangea, I think it's an endless summer, is starting to bloom. That's exciting. This purple coneflower has gone wild. I guess I need to stake it up. But that's it for today. I better go inside. It's about to rain again. Go in and have my coffee. I love this time of day. It's a holiday and it's quiet. So, can't ask for anything better than that. Goodbye.